Hi everyone, welcome back again. So in this video we're going to understand about access modifier, the term access. So whenever we create a variables or an operations, um, let's say you are working in a different projects. So for who and all or for which different classes and all we need to give the access to access that particular variables or an operations or the methods. All right. So every time when you are working related to data means you need to keep the data secured as well so that it can't be hacked. All right. So access modifiers. So top in that we have very main access modifiers. Our first one is private. Okay, the private access modifiers. Second one we have default. Third one we have public, and also we have one more called protected that we'll discuss later. But as of now, the main three important access modifiers are private, default, and public. The first we'll understand about private access modifiers. All right. So private access modifiers is very simple. That whenever you define a keyword as private for a variable, it is going to be having a sequence dash, which means the variable can only be accessed within the class. So now, what's our class name? Our class name is student. So if I give, okay, observe over here, observe the code, student use class. Here, we are initializing it, s1 dot name, we are initializing the name and we are initializing the roll number. And also we are printing that name and a roll number with that object, correct? So where we have this class or where they have these variables or the properties in the student class, correct? So if I make the student name as private, as I said, private means you can able to access those properties only within the class. Got it? So let's try that. Okay, private. I have given a name as private. So if I save this file, if you observe, we are started getting the errors, right? So we are getting errors at name, name. So we can't able to access it, nor we can able to initialize it because it's private. So that particular property or the name can only be accessed within the class because it's been defined with the keyword called private. So that is private access modifiers. So private access modifier in the sense we can able to use it within a class. So now if you ask, so if we are using a separate main function and if we are using a private for that variable, how can we able to access it and what is the use of creating those variables or the properties? So to understand that, we need to understand about getters and setters. To understand that, you need to watch our next video. All right? Yeah. So we'll understand. Okay. Yes. So now you're clear. Private means you can only access within the class. So now we'll go for the next one. The next one is default access modifiers. So default access modifier means I'll show you here. So here we gave a private keyword for this, right? For a name. If you don't give anything, which means default. Got it? Yes. If you don't give anything, it means default. Which means, so what is the difference between private and default access modifiers? Very simple. Private within the class, default within the package of a project. So here in this project, I have created a package called object and classes. Correct? So if I create a one more package, there I can't able to access that name. So whatever the error which we were getting at student use when we will specified the property of a name or a variable name as a private, same error will get it in a different if you try to use the same variable in a different package. Got it? So default means we can able to access those properties or the variables only within the package. Private within the class and default within the package. So that's the difference. Got it? So if you don't give anything, any parameters for those variables or the operations or the methods, by default it is defined as default access modifier itself, which you can able to access only within a package. All right. So moving on next, we have the last third one, which is public access modifiers. So now you'll be knowing public. Okay, let's define this. Public, I'm giving a name as public, and also the roll number this time public. So I'm saving this file. Correct? So did we get any errors over here? No. Okay, let's run the project. We'll see. Do we get any error or not? Did we get any errors over here? No. Which means public access modifiers means you can able to access those properties or the operations or the methods anywhere within a project. So what's the project name I have given over here? If you see at left side at the package explorer, the project name I have given as a practice, right? That's the project name. Project name is practice. How many n number of package you create, n number of class different files you create. You can able to access this particular variable anywhere within a project. Private only within a class. Public. See, that's the reason we are not getting error over here. Got it? So you create a different package, you create a different class over there, create an object of the student. Give s1 dot name is equal to any name you want, like Doraemon. Still, you can able to initialize a value, and still you can able to create an object of this class. And the properties over here is set as public. If it is not set as public, you can't able to access it because that's a different package. Clear? So you can able to access the variables or the properties or the operations or the methods anywhere within a project, any different packages. All right. To make you guys very clear, very clear, I have small diagram so that you can able to understand it. Okay, let's see that. So here I have noted down so that I will show you over here. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's understand this. All right. So first one we have something called okay private. Let me zoom a little bit more so that you guys can able to see this. Okay, first one we have private. So the variables can be accessed within a class. Variables or the operations or the methods can be able to access inside a class. Yes, obviously we can able to access it. Can we use or can we able to access those variables another class in a same package? What is it? Is it yes or no? Obviously, it's a no. We just tested it. We have created, we have specified a private access modifier for a student name, and we were getting an error at student use class, right? We can't able to initialize it and also to access that. All right. So if it is not able to access in another class in the same package, obviously in another class in a different package, you can't able to access it, right? Simple, right? So now we'll go for the default one. So default, it can be accessed with same class. Yes, you can able to access it. Another class in a same package. Another class, different class like student is different class, but in the same package. Yes, you can able to access it. Right? The next one, another class in a different package. No, you can't. You can able to access those variables only within a package. Within a package. So, right. The public, can you able to access those variables inside a same class? Yes. Can we able to access those variables in a different class in the same package? Yes. Can we access those variables in a different class in a different package? Yes, again. All right. So these are three very main important about access modifiers. All right. So let's talk more about data structures and OOPS concept in upcoming sessions as well. In the next video, we are going to learn about getters and setters, which is very important while making a project. All right. So let's meet in our next video. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Bye bye.